In this video, I'll be demonstrating how to use gradients like the one shown here without using the Gradient Editor dialog box. For this video, I'll be using Inkscape version 0.48. This is the Gradient Editor dialog box. You don't need this dialog box to create and edit gradients. I'll show you a simpler way. So I've created this green circle here. So I'm going to start by selecting it. And then I'm going to go down to the gradient tool here and press that button. And then up on top here, I have a choice between either a linear gradient or a radial gradient. So I'm going to choose the radial gradient. And then I'm going to come down here to the middle of the circle, and I'm going to press and hold the left mouse button while I drag the mouse. And you'll see that I have a gradient here, and the default is to make the center of the gradient green in this case, and then the end of the gradient, the other side of the gradient here, is transparent. But let's say that I don't like these colors. I can go to the center here, this little square box, and if I click on it, you'll see that it turns blue, and that means it's selected. So then I can go down here to my color palette and I can choose another color for the center. And now you see that I've chosen red. And then I can go down here to this handle and I can click on it, and then you'll see it turns blue to show that it's selected. And then I can come down here and choose another color for that, and I'm going to choose black. And that's all there is to setting the colors for these. I can also go back to this center and click on this little square again, turns blue to select it. And then let's say that I didn't want that to be completely opaque. Let's say that I wanted it to be partially transparent. So I can go down here and you'll see 100. That means it's 100% opacity. But if I click that, let's say that I wanted 70% opacity. So I just type in 70. And now here you'll see that the red portion of this is partially opaque. So at the very center here where you see the square, it's 70% opacity. And then the gradient takes it all the way to 100% opacity and black up at this end. So I'm going to go back down here and change this to 100% opacity again. And I can also move this center around to change where I want the red to appear. And then let me go ahead and stretch this black part down a little bit further. And I'm going to stretch this one out a little bit further too. Now let's say that I wanted more than just the red and the black for this gradient. I can add a stop in between. So I can pick my spot anywhere along this line here, and I'll just double click. And now you see that that added another node. And if I click this node to select it, you'll see that the color that's selected for that node is right here, and that's the color that's underneath that node at the time that I double clicked it. And then I can take this node and I can move it either way, and now I've changed the characteristics of this gradient. So let me put it back here. And so right now I have black at this end. I've got a dark red under this node here. Then I'm going to go to the center and I'm going to select this node, and I'm going to change that to the color orange. And now I have orange in the center, dark red at this point right here, and I have black down at the end. I could add another node again if I wanted to by double clicking this line. And if I select this node, I could make that green. And then with this node selected, I can also hit the delete key, and that will delete that node. So as you can see, gradients can be very simple to use, and you don't need to use the Gradient Editor dialog box. Well, thanks for watching, and please leave a comment and let me know what you've created with Inkscape. Have a great day.